Hi everyone, it's David here from PCTechRadio. This is PCTechRadio's 2-pack dedication show, and today's show has a guidance rating of 18, as the songs contain very graphic lyrics. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the show. PCTechRadio will start in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
And welcome to this show 23 of PCTechRadio. As you heard on the disclaimer, this is the 2-pack dedication show, and this is all tracks and related songs from the great man himself. Vishal is back in the studio with us today.
Welcome.
So it's going to be an interesting show. There's, the stuff on the board today, it's quite shocking on the news bits, I think. There's a few.
I think quite shocking is not exactly the word.
Right, before we get stuck in, Vishal, what have you been up to recently then?
I've been busy. I've had quite a bit of stuff going on.
So it's just been badminton, and more badminton?
You could say that, yeah.
So how's the training going anyway? Is it picking up, or is it?
Oh, it's hard as usual.
Always good, always good.
Killing me, basically.
Right, so today we're going to be announcing the next show. We will be doing a PC Tech, a second part to our PC Tech Radio show. So everybody who sent us their emails regarding PC Tech Radio, PC World,
PC Tech Radio.
PC Tech Radio, what am I saying?
Grandad.
PC World. We will be doing a PC World Part 2. That's it. That's better. I haven't finished my coffee, as you can tell. It's too early in the morning.
See, Grandad.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you should be used to going to sleep early and getting up early.
Dude.
Grandad.
I don't go to bed until like 4 in the morning.
And whose fault's that?
So, now we will be doing a PC World Part 2 because of all the emails and comments we've had in relation to our first part. We will be going out of the studio to do a mobile interview with hopefully at the Mines Advisory Group. This is to do with the Northampton abseil, 400-foot abseil,
yep,
which PC Tech Radio will be attending if we're allowed to. So hopefully we're allowed, and
if we're allowed to.
Well, if we're allowed to bring the equipment and do a podcast from there, it'd be brilliant. Because if we set up like a marquee,
yeah, if we get the iMac, sorted,
and sort all that out, we can go down there. But the only reason why I'm saying I asked Kat if we can do a podcast from there is because I'm scared of heights, so I'm not going to be. I'm definitely not going to be doing the abseil. Well, I might. It depends how brave I get when I'm on the day. So that is next year. The immediate one will be at the One Stop Shopping Centre with the PCSOs, hopefully. We're just waiting for confirmation back from that. Now, we've had a lot of emails, Vishal. Now, this is a horrible one for you and me for the show opener. Sky Broadband. Whoopee!
Let me put it this way. I love Sky Broadband as much as I love Internet Explorer.
Has it really got that bad now?
Yes.
Okay.
I love them as much as I love normal Dells. Minus their top end and Alienware.
Right. I will let Vishal explain what's been going on, and then we'll go into more depth from there. So, Vishal, tell everybody in there, tell all of our listeners out there what's been going on with your internet connection over the last 2 months.
Well, let's just say, sorry, not the last 2 months, the last 6 months.
Is it the last 6?
Yep.
That long?
Remember originally when the problem happened, and then they sent me a new router?
Oh yeah, and then we went to the computer fair and got you a new router and wireless card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the problem was the connection decided to have a mind of its own. So it wanted to connect when it liked, not when I wanted to. So it's like it'd be on all day, and then it would disconnect itself for like 6 hours, and then 6 hours later it would connect itself again. Like, I was getting to a point where I was literally that close to just lobbing the router out the window and video filming it and putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, but
which I should have done. I would have actually made
what
good
made
money.
me actually panic was when you said, I'm going to throw my computer out of the window, following the router.
Yeah.
You know, and you just bought that off me, so
exactly.
That's the worst thing. Also, what do you... we had an email about the routers overheating as well. Do you reckon that's got to do with the wireless
I think it's
connection?
No, I think it's just the actual router itself is just a bit rubbish. Why is it overheating for? It's not got anything to do with.
Well, yeah, exactly.
What other stuff is connected to it? The actual router itself is just atrociously poor.
Well, if I go downstairs now and touch my router, I can guarantee you it's definitely hot to the touch.
You could probably boil an egg on them.
Yeah. Well, fry an egg.
Fry an egg on them.
Yeah, you could probably put a pot and pan water and actually boil an egg. So, you know, but what would you say is the recommended? What would you recommend people do if they have Sky Broadband out there? I mean, obviously we've gone to the computer fair and picked up the wireless router, but first of all,
my honest advice: if you're with them right now and everything's going fine, stay with them. If you've got issues, get out there. Just get out of Sky and don't stay with Sky. Pay the extra money. Go with BT. Go with TalkTalk.
Yeah, because that's who we're going with eventually, aren't we?
I'm waiting because I had a 12-month contract with them, and the contract's finished.
Yours is weird though, because
my contract's rolling monthly now.
Right.
So we've still got it with Sky.
Yeah.
It's rolling monthly now, so I can cancel the contract anytime I want. So I can say I want to cancel the contract at the end of the month.
Oh, so basically you can say, you can ring them up and say, at the end of December, I want to cancel my contract with your broadband.
Yep.
And then
I'll ring TalkTalk up and tell TalkTalk from January I'm going to start the broadband off.
That ain't bad, you know.
Which I don't mind, because in the meantime I've got 2 contracts, so I've got internet on 2 contracts anyway.
But I mean, obviously, if people want to stay with Sky and they've got problems, I mean, what would my advice would be is to buy a new router, but obviously we've got to make people aware out there that,
because what Sky do is basically when you change your router, you have to kind of like
get their
like settings and connection settings
before you disconnect your router. Now this is what I found out. I found it on one of the forums. Before you disconnect the router, all the settings are in the router itself. But all you have to do is you can go onto many forums about Sky, and the router settings will actually be in these forums, so you can just copy them down, or if you just go into your wireless access and do properties and then go to the gateway tab. Is it the gateway tab?
Yeah.
Note down all the IP addresses that come up. So when you log into the router, the new one that you've bought,
yeah,
You just put in the IP addresses.
And the settings, like what channel and...
Yeah, because it'll tell you the channel and everything on the back of the router.
Yeah.
But we have to make you aware you cannot buy N network routers.
Has to be G.
Yeah. There is different types. You got, I think it's B, N, and G, isn't it?
I think there's one more as well.
Is there? I think
S.
I'm not sure. We'll have to look into that, I think. But Sky, as with BT broadband, they are all G networks. So don't go and buy an N router and then email us and say, I bought this router, blah blah blah, it's N network, I'm on Sky. Because we'll just go, duh. Because we've already told you.
Wrong router.
Wrong router. So, guys, it's we're gonna take a quick song break. This is another classic Tupac song.
This is probably one of my favourite tracks that he's ever done. This is Tupac and Big L, and it's called Deadly Combination.
Here you go, guys. Okay, guys, that was Deadly Combination with Big L and the man himself, Tupac.
Two of the greatest rappers ever.
Yeah. As we were meant to do this, when were we meant to do this show? Because it was a while ago, wasn't it? But then
last week Thursday, we were meant to do it, and
things
Granddad just screwed with the computer totally and just.
Well, it wasn't my fault. I mean, come on, you know. I thought adding more memory to the studio computer would help Fish. I mean, come on, you can't blame me for that. I didn't know Windows XP would turn around and say, "Oh, you need to activate Windows again." So, you know. Okay, we're going to see if Vishal's done his homework.
Go on.
It's time to answer a couple of questions.
Go for it.
From you guys. Dual booting.
Oh, for the love of God. Okay, I'll give you my honest opinion about dual booting. I really don't see a point why you waste your time dual booting.
Yeah,
the only thing that I can say that I could understand about you dual booting realistically is the fact that if you had like what's the one? My mind's gone blank. What's the one on iMacs and stuff? Apple's
OS X.
If you had like OS X Leopard and you had like Windows 7, okay, I can understand then they're two completely different systems.
Yeah.
Then I can understand. But some people like that guy, I want 98 SE, I want XP, I want Vista, and I want 7, and I want Leopard, and I want this, and I want that. And you want 7 systems on your computer. Why in God's name do you need 7 systems on a computer for?
Yeah.
Why?
That is true.
That's my honest opinion about it. Why do you actually need it?
For Windows 7 and OS X, I mean, let's answer that one. Because it's along a similar route, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, okay, Vish, if you were going to go about dual booting, what would you do?
What would I do, realistically? I just live with the one system that I've got.
Yeah, but dude, we've got to answer this question.
Okay, what can you do in terms of...
what can you do to dual boot Windows 7 and OS X Leopard?
First, you need the dual booting software.
Yep.
And then after that, once you get the dual booting software, either you've got 2 hard disks, or you've got a hard disk that's been partitioned.
Right, and that is a must, people. You have to have either 2 hard disks or a partitioned hard disk.
Yep.
Because otherwise it just won't work. So from there, where can they get the dual booting software to do this then? And which should they install first? This is the question. Would you, if it, say for example it was Windows 7 and OS X Leopard,
Yeah.
would you install Windows 7 first or would you install Leopard first?
7. I would stick with Windows, because most of the software that you're going to get is more towards Windows. Remember, for software makers, making it compatible for Mac and Apple Macs and stuff, and OS X and everything is harder for them. There are only a number of softwares that you can get on Windows and on OS X.
Yeah, but don't forget, right,
But if
A
the
lot
thing
of
is,
Microsoft stuff now is compatible with.
yeah, but that's the thing, only now. But if those companies that are actually making that software haven't done it, then what?
Yeah, that is true.
Because they're all going to be made for Windows first. They'll make it for Windows first ahead of anything.
Yeah, but it all depends, though, doesn't it? I mean, you can't.
90% of the software is made for Windows.
Yeah, yeah,
Then you'll make it compatible with OS X.
that is true.
So if you do it on Windows, at least you've got the go-ahead and you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So, on average, I mean, you can read on it on the internet and on forums and stuff like that. Now, Vish, what would be the next step? Well, obviously, you got, say for example, you've got your partition hard drive, you've got your original OS X, and you've got your original Windows 7.
Yeah.
What is the process for actually going about and putting it in place?
It's a simple thing. Follow the instructions. Because once you install the software, they give you a full tutorial anyway.
So obviously you have to install 7 first, and then put the software on, and then that software will give you a guide through on what to do. I mean, how much are people looking to pay for this software if they're going to have to pay for it?
I think most of the software with dual boot, max, you're probably looking at 100, if that. Half of them might be cheaper than half of them might be even under 50 quid.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people out there will probably download the free stuff off the forums and stuff. What would you advise in that sense? I mean, these are written by people who have done it and have tested it out, but
what you've got to do,
it's a lot harder, isn't it, to do it that way?
If you have found free software that is actually free to use and everything like that, your best bet realistically is, what you should do, download the software, don't install it, and have a read up on the software. Have a read up, just go into Google and just type it in, and then just have a read up of it and see what people have said, how well it works, what rating and stuff it's got. Go to download.com, they'll give you a rating. Users give their opinions and views on it. Like, people will complain and say it's a load of rubbish, or it's really, really good because it's allowed me to do this and this and this.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to buy, not just computers, anything in general you want to buy or you want to use, go onto Google and research it first before you buy it. Don't end up buying it and then researching it afterwards and realising you bought the wrong thing.
Right. So that is a must.
Granddad's phone going off.
You know what? I knew I forgot to do something.
Very sorry about that, folks. Blame Granddad for that.
Yeah, that is my fault. I knew I forgot to do something. Okay, so to reiterate that before we were rudely interrupted, so basically it's do the research first.
Yep, and that goes for anything.
Yeah.
Not just PC stuff, technology, even clothing, for crying out loud.
Okay, so there's been a few. I'm gonna do one of the urgent news bits now, Vish. Now, I remember reading you about this.
Yeah.
And it was quite a shock to your system because you weren't aware of it. What I found out, guys, this is organised crime getting involved with ripping people off. Basically, there is an alert that on many antivirus pop-ups like scanner registry scanners and stuff like that, that pop up and say that you've got a virus, blah blah blah. When you click on it, these ones that have been done by organised crime are basically they put a patch on your computer which then downloads all or any personal information that you have on that computer, and they can basically use your details and everything like that. I mean, when I told Vishla this last week, it was pretty.
I wasn't shocked because I actually already knew about it. I was just surprised that David kind of like came across it so late.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware of these things, you know what I mean? But we are going to have regular news segments now, so we can...
Because it's been going on for a while. That I had it at one point as well, where it just kept saying, you've got a virus on your computer, this is happening, that's happening, this is happening, that's happening. And I had like AVG and everything. At that point, I only had AVG's antivirus, not the spyware scanner and everything.
Yeah.
And then, what happens? I install, like, I think it's called WebRoot Spy Sweeper, which is free. I install that, do a spyware scan. What happens? Finds about 50, 60 spyware things, wipes them all off, restart the computer. What happens? Got no more, because it's actually spyware. It's spyware and Trojanware.
But the thing is, this patch apparently can't be detected.
No,
that's the issue.
No, that's actually not true, because it can be detected, but it's kind of like it's recreating the file again.
Right.
So when it's deleted, it's recreating the file again, so it continues to do it. Where what you actually need to do is probably, if you've got something like AVG, if you move it into the vault, you find out what the file is and you move it into the vault, then it can't recreate itself in the vault, because the vault won't allow it to.
Yeah.
So it'll be deleted and it won't recreate itself after that.
Yeah. So basically,
it should work like
guys
that.
And girls out there, we suggest that if you get any pop-ups like that, do not click on them, because this is a big issue.
Realistically, if any website says we do a free scan on your computer for such and such, unless it's got Microsoft certified in the corner.
Not even that, because they're faking that as well.
Are they faking that as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're faking that as well.
So scrap that one. If any site says, do you wish to scan your computer for such and such, and we'll do it for you, don't do it. Just go to download.com and download something for free. Download.com won't give you fake stuff that got viruses.
Get Spybot, Search and Destroy, use Malwarebytes,
WebRoot Spy Sweeper, very good.
The UniBlue software is very good as well. AVG, the new one, comes with WebRoot Anti-Kit or something like that as well.
Yeah.
So, guys, please be safe when and don't click on any of these pop-ups. Another bit of news, which doesn't really surprise me, is the search engine Google is under investigation again. Now, this is in relation to the beginning of the year, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Where did it just affect Sky customers, or was it a variety of broadband customers? I think it was a variety, wasn't it?
Quite a lot.
But Google actually, according to the news reports that we've read on the BBC News website, they are under investigation again for leaking personal information or obtaining personal information from people's broadband connections, not very nicely, from what I've read.
I think most people will be quite annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we first heard about it, me and you were actually doing the research a couple of shows ago, weren't we?
Yeah, we actually did.
To actually find out whether we were one of the Sky customers, because apparently, again, according to news reports at the beginning of the year, what was it? Google had leaked 50,000, or was it 50, or was it more?
I think it was more actually.
Well, close to 50, probably 50,000 email and contact details and personal information. They are under investigation by authorities, so we will keep you updated as and when we hear anything.
They say authorities, but
well, there's regulatory services like the DTI and people like that who will, there are people who regulate the search engines and stuff, isn't there? Because obviously it has to be monitored.
They better do it.
I think Visual's got dollar signs in his eyes at the minute.
A bit more than just dollar signs.
Okay. The next bit that we're going to get into after this is touchscreen PCs. Now this is a good one for Visual to get involved with instead of playing Bejeweled on Facebook.
Which I'm actually not. David just hates the fact that he can't do anything worthwhile.
Hey, I can do a lot of things worthwhile.
Name one. Apart from causing obscene radio show.
Football Manager.
Oh, you're rubbish at that, anyway.
Okay, this next tune is
Your one?
my one. So it's Hail Mary, and this is Tupac, and this is another good classic. Here we go, guys. Okay, guys, that was Tupac Shakur featuring Snoop Dogg as well. We could hear in that track, and that was Hail Mary. Now, as I said, this isn't going to be Visual's favourite bit because we're going to go into. We've had a question about touchscreen PCs. Are they worth it or not, or are they a good idea if you like your techie things? So, Visual, what's your take on touchscreen PCs? I mean, I've seen the touchscreens for a PC, and they do look really, really good, but you've got an issue with them for some reason.
For the amount of money that you pay for them,
Yeah.
it's just not worth it. In my eyes, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, but, I mean, come on. You can pick one up for at least the same price as a top spec Dell. You know.
An entire computer.
Yeah.
So,
I've done the research.
So why would you waste your money buying just a screen?
Hold on.
Just a screen when you could buy an entire computer system with another monitor.
No, this is with the touchscreen. $2,500 you can pick up
Yeah.
PC with the touchscreen.
So you would rather have that than spend $2,500 and possibly buy an Alienware computer?
No, that's not fair.
No,
No, that's not fair. You can't say that.
Yes, I can, because if you're spending $2,500, wouldn't you buy an Alienware then? Be honest, come on.
If I had the choice, I would go Alienware. You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that.
Or wouldn't you spend the $2,500 if you knew what you were doing and make your own computer?
Well, you know what I'd pick up for $2,500.
Exactly.
As you call me, I'm the Indian white man.
Exactly. No,
that's
seriously, guys. He is.
Should we explain why you call me that? I know we've explained in previous shows, but put it this way: I can source things
like an Indian can.
Techie and material stuff for dirt bottom up prices.
Yep. You know, okay, for people who aren't Asian, basically Indians are known for kind of like scrummaging and finding.
Now, we're not being
I'm Indian myself, so I'm
racial or anything.
I'm Indian myself, so I can say it.
The Visual is Indian, so that's why he calls me the Indian white man, because he's basically the same as me when it comes to money.
Finding
the bargains.
Yeah, finding the bargains and getting the most out of what you want.
Yeah. So, guys, like we've said, touchscreen. Yeah, but okay. So, realistically, with a touchscreen PC, I mean,
yeah.
What are the issues you can come across apart from it just not working?
Well, let me put it to you this way: what happens if everything turns on and everything works, but the touchscreen goes? What do you do then?
Yeah, but if it's on warranty, then you'll.
Yeah, but if you're out your warranty, then what? Then you're screwed. You've got nothing. If your monitor goes, you can buy another monitor.
Yeah.
And you've still got the computer.
But the thing is...
And remember, how long have touchscreen monitors been out?
Yeah,
not particularly long.
They're new technology.
So it's going to be a while before they're going to be worthwhile. And as you said, the price is $2.5 Gs.
Yeah, they're new technology. I mean,
I'll buy Alienware for that.
They're not $2.5 Gs. I mean, you're talking. You can get anywhere between £900 and $2,500. but I think the £900 it's just the monitor. I mean,
Yeah.
you said is it your niece and nephew or your nieces of?
Two of my nieces got it, and it's so hilarious because I'm not being funny, but they're 15 and they've got like iPhone 4s, Blackberries, touchscreen monitor, PS2, 3 PS3s, the Nintendo Wii. They've got like everything, you name it. Like they see and they've got it. Okay, do you mind my language when I say this as well? Yeah, I was laughing about this because like last year, like November time or something like that. Listen to this. Last year November time, yeah.
Right.
It was hilarious because all I remembered was they were there and like my two nieces are twins and then they've got an older sister.
Is that the twins that
You saw last time when I was in town. And then they've got an older sister. And basically, let me put it this way, the twins get anything they want. Like they'll say, "Mom, Dad, I want this." Mom, Dad will get it for them. The oldest niece asks and says, "Can I have this?" No, she's got to work for it, which is kind of unfair for her. Okay, fair enough. I can understand that she's older and she's probably got to work to earn it, but it's kind of unfair for her. And it was so funny because she was telling me at that point, she was like, "It's so unfair." They're like, they've got the iPhone and everything like that. That's when the iPhone 3 came out, and they're like, "Oh, they've got the iPhone. They got the iPhone." Blah blah blah. And then she said, she goes, "Oh, you know what else they've got as well? They've got tickets to go and see." This is where I said my language. They've got tickets. I think it's coming up in the next couple of months, either now or it's coming up in January or February. Apparently, I can't remember. To go and see Gay LS. You know, the boy band Gay LS.
JLS.
Gay LS, as I like to call them. And
you listen to their music. Come on, you can't be calling them that. They got some good tracks.
what, one, maybe two, out of how many?
Yeah, but come on, dude.
We'll see how well they do in a couple of years. And you know what I said? I said to my two nieces, I said to them, well, they might not still be together in that time. You know how.
Yeah, that is true.
You know how bands break up a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
They're like, no, don't say that.
So you wound up your poor nieces by saying they won't be together by January, so they can't use their tickets. That's cruel.
Because they were like, yeah, we're going to go see him. I said, but they might not be together in about a year and a half's time. Who knows?
Oh, that's cruel. Oh, gosh. Right, okay, so in conclusion, I think we're going to go on the side of the technology's too new at the moment for touchscreen PCs, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit too much.
And I'd give it a couple of years just to see how it improves and how the technology goes from there, really. Now, here's one that I wasn't sure whether to put in the show, Vish. Torrents, do's and don'ts.
Torrents, do's. There are none. I wouldn't suggest to go down the road of getting torrents, because
I mean, I've only put it in the show because we've had an email from a listener in the UK, didn't leave their name. What a surprise! But in a sense, let's give the legal opinion here. I mean, torrents are a no-no anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. Apart from the fact that torrents are now getting stamped on as well, because like we said in our last show, LimeWire,
yeah,
getting caught and everything.
Yeah, and getting sued big time.
Torrents are going to be exactly the same thing. Sooner or later, they're going to start catching them. You got to remember, torrents got things called trackers on them as well.
Yeah,
I did a bit of research on that. You get trackers and stuff on there. Now you might be thinking, oh, I'm downloading a file and there's a tracker only from that user or from somewhere else or from the actual site.
No, that's for all the torrent sites.
That's for all the torrent sites. Now, if the authorities get hold of that tracker and find out who's actually downloading it and from where, you end up downloading the whole file. They find that you've been doing illegal downloading. What happens?
Yeah. I mean,
do you remember that time when you got that email or phone call?
No, that was my mate who got the email from the FBI.
Oh my god! Do you want to tell them?
A good friend of mine. Whether this was a legitimate email, I don't know, because I still can't. Do you know, Vish? I still can't find out whether the FBI are sending emails out to say cease and desist. It's called a cease and desist email. And it had the FBI logo and everything, and and all this, and it's basically telling him to cease and desist downloading torrents. Otherwise, he would be liable for prosecution.
Through international territories.
Yeah.
Across international waters.
And
so the FBI would actually come from America to Britain to actually arrest them.
When he rang me and told me about this, right, Rich, he goes, they can't do that, they haven't got jurisdiction. And I said, well, look at that kid in Wales who got arrested by the FBI. I said, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that kid who hacked Amazon, was it?
Yeah.
And he only did it to prove that he could do it.
Yeah.
And he used all the credit card details of people's credit cards that he got off there. I mean, come on, yeah, they won't have their sidearms with them because it's the UK, and no law enforcement, international law enforcement agency is allowed to carry firearms in the UK that I'm aware of, especially the FBI. But they do wear the trench coats. They don't wear the hats, but they do wear the trench coats, especially if it's raining like it is today.
Badly.
But I mean, come on, guys. Torrents, in a sense, yes, people do download them. I mean, did you used to do torrent downloads in the past at any time or any point?
I think I did. Probably, I think it must have been a few years ago, and I only did for maybe like 1 or 2 files that I really couldn't get a hold of, and I tried to find, possibly to buy, and I just couldn't get it, and it was available for download but only on torrent.
Now, obviously, it's
at that point torrents weren't very chased up on.
Yeah, because
as soon as they started chasing people up on them, I was like, forget it. No. Yeah. I think I'd rather save my £5,000 or £10,000.
Well, am I right in saying? Well, it's more than that, actually, Vish. Do you know how much it is now?
How much?
For each file, apparently, it's you can be anything from up to $250,000, plus 10 to 15 years in prison.
If they want to sue for $250,000, hey, I declare myself bankrupt. See you later. I can't pay you. See you later.
Done.
No, I don't have $250,000.
Fair dues.
I declare myself bankrupt. I can't pay you.
Yeah, fair dues. That's better.
Okay, my credit rating will go down the drain, but give me, give me 10 years, my credit rating will be back again.
Yeah. Now, before we go on to our next song, we've got a bit of news about Facebook. No, you'll like this. You'll actually like this. They're updating their messaging service so that you can have instant messages, email, and all that. They're basically creating it into one smart system, from what I've been reading. I'm going to try and do a bit more research on it for the next show, and go from there. Now, we're going to play the next track, which is one of Vishal's tracks.
Yep.
Again, which is
actually, we'll put your one in. Put your one in first.
Which is
that one.
This one. Okay, we're going to play one of my tracks, and this one is California Love.
Yep.
And this was released in
mid-90s.
Mid-90s, I think, wasn't it?
Mid-90s, late 90s.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, guys. This is Tupac and California Love. Okay, guys, that was Tupac there and California Love. That's a good track, that is. I do like that track.
It was a very good track.
Okay, so the next bit we're going to cover now is our old favourite. It's PC World. I've slipped one question in. We had an email from a listener who's basically got a issue with the PC clinic, and his question is, how can I report it to higher authorities, and what can I do to get a refund? Now, there was no issue, there was no explanation on or background story on what had happened or anything like that, but we have done the research. Now, Mitchell, what did you come across? It's basically a case of escalating it, isn't it?
Yeah, just keep escalating it more and more and more until the point that they have to do anything. If you don't escalate it to them, go into a store and turn around and say to them, well, go to another PC World if there is another one nearby, and just say to them, I've got an issue with you guys. I want to escalate it further. I've tried talking to this manager, the store manager. It's not going any further. Where can I talk to? Now, if PC World actually got decent people working there, which I don't think half the stores do. No offense to the people who are working there, but I don't think half the staff actually even know what they're doing. But if they've got a bit of customer value, they will actually give them the details. Otherwise, do the simple thing: go on the net, contact their customer services, find their customer services, ring their customer services and tell them, and just say to them, I want to speak to your manager from the call centre. Tell the call centre manager, here's my details, can you contact me and give me contact details for such and such.
Yeah. I mean, what was the thing you found out about 28 days refund and exchange? That was...
Oh, yeah, no. PC World turned around and said that even though you've got a full warranty for like 6 months or a year from manufacturers, PC World's warranty is only 28 days.
So, basically what PC World is saying is, because you've bought it from them, you only get a 28-day warranty. They're telling you to use whatever you've purchased from them and use your manufacturer's warranty after that. Am I right in saying that, Vish?
Yeah.
Which is a bit
stupid,
ridiculous, really, because if you wanted to go back and get an exchange or a refund, then that causes issues for that. Pure and simple, isn't it? So, you know, it is a bit diabolical, but not surprising from some of the stories we've heard again. Related to PC World, you know, it
ridiculous.
Yeah, we've heard some horror stories in regards to PC World.
Oh, we've heard too many of them.
Yeah, way too many, which is why we're doing a part 2, and there will not be a part 3. We discussed during the break that there will definitely not be a part 3.
We don't want to just be slandering one company.
Yeah, we don't want to be slandering any companies, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can only go so far with PC World and hammer home the point of they don't have good customer service.
The PC clinic is absolutely atrocious and awful.
Yeah, and I think it was the last PC World show that we did, the first part where I explained about my friend.
No. And do you remember that email you got, or that phone call you got?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to remind them?
Reiterate the point that PC World were going to apparently sue us. I still think it was probably a friend of ours prattling about, but I didn't recognise the number. And the thing is, as you know, Vishal, I don't normally answer phone calls where I don't recognise the number.
141 calls.
Yeah.
Without.
Yeah. And the only reason why I think it was a genuine call was because 9 times out of 10 businesses such as PC World, Asda, Tesco, when they ring their colleagues, and correct me if I'm wrong, their number comes up withheld.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can draw your own conclusions from that, guys, but at the end of the day, we won't be doing a part 3 because in a way it's a bit unfair as badgering PC World because they're unable to answer back. We have got all the questions saved, so again we're going to say this as we did in the last PC World show. If anybody from PC World's head office, which is it DGS or DSG?
DSG, I think.
DSG would like us to send these email questions from our listeners to get straightforward answers and from the owners of Currys and PC World, please get in contact with us at the show at admin@PCTechRadio.com. We are more than happy to do so and send you the questions, as long as you give us reasonable answers and, you know, don't try and fob us off, because it's not fair to our listeners, because we've had so many complaints and comments, and even the stories we were getting were just ridiculous.
The funny thing is, if PC World really don't care about the comments and the complaints we've been getting, that just shows how ridiculous, stupid they are as a company. Because, not being funny, but these people are ranting. These people are ranting at us because they have not been able to. They've ranted directly at you, and nothing's been done about it.
Yeah.
That's why they're ranting at us. Realistically, they should not have to rant twice to get their point across.
Yeah, I mean,
It should be sorted and dealt with the first
not
time.
being funny, right? Not even a company like. I mean, I know they're not exactly the same as PC World, but it comes under the same umbrella, which is retail. Not even Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's treat their customers this bad, because they know.
Forget about that. Even Comet and other places don't treat them that bad.
Yeah.
Comet and Curry's and that. Even they don't.
Yeah,
treat
but
them
Curry's is the same.
Curry's is the same thing, but Curry's don't treat them that badly.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So, you know.
I wonder why. Even though they're exactly the same, I wonder why Curry's is better than PC World. Saying something there.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying something there. Why is it going down the wrong road? Seriously, if you're an executive or someone high up in the company and you're listening to this, you really need to go to the bottom ends of your company, find out the people who are at the bottom of the pyramid and find out why things are going wrong.
Yeah.
Because you guys have no idea how atrociously awful your company is.
Because not being funny, when you walk in there to buy a computer, right, you're meant to, say for example you're a novice. I mean, obviously me and you, Vishal, we know what we're looking for, what we're talking about, to a certain degree, yeah? And, you know, we know what we're looking for in a computer. Now, what I don't get is why, you know, the colleagues at PC World are so tempted to say, well, here is a printer. You're going to need a printer. Oh, do you want the paper? Do you want the USB lead? Do you want? And we figured out that you're on commission. That they're on commission sales, and they have targets.
Yep.
But I still guarantee that the commission targets that are set at a store level
are ridiculous. Yep. Shall I tell you a really, really funny story? We'll go back to our dear friend Sky. We're talking about commission. Do you know my mate? She got offered a job last summer, not this summer, but the summer before.
Summer before, yeah.
She got offered a job. She finished from university. She graduated and she got a degree.
Honours and all that.
Yeah. She graduated and a degree. I think she got a 2-1 in accounting and finance.
Ooh, that's good.
She did really, really well.
Because that's a hard course to pass.
Yeah, 2-1 in accounting and finance. She did really well. Gotta say, she is quite clever. And she was looking for work and stuff. And Sky offered her a job. She went to the interviews and stuff, and Sky offered her a job. And she turned the job down.
What?
Guess what Sky are paying you? Nothing. 100% commission based. So whatever you earn is what you make.
Hold on. How is that sales?
Yep. Whatever you earn on making sales is commission based. So basically, 100% of your wages is on commission. So if you don't make a sale for a week, you've worked that week for free for Sky.
So basically,
you don't get a basic wage.
Those guys on the Sky stand down at our local shopping centre.
They might be different, but
is this from a call centre?
No, this is an actual sales rep. 100% commission based.
What? Are you taking
so you get paid no wage. You get paid no wage. Whatever you make is what you make on commission.
That I bet you that's so the big bosses, Rupert Murdoch and all the chief executives
keep the money in their own goddamn back pocket.
Can get their bonuses. That's taking the mick. Okay, now to reiterate our point on PC World, to get a refund, just escalate it through the various managers. If you have to, last point of call would be trading standards. Wouldn't it, Vish? Trading standards, then escalate it through trading standards and go that route.
Yeah.
Because without an explanation on the story to the listener who sent us in the email, we can't really give any more advice than that. Just to escalate it through the various managers. If you still get no joy, escalate it.
Regional manager,
so on and so forth. Just keep pushing. I know you have to reiterate things all the time, but guys, look, you know,
an actual good thing that you can do. I think if you can Google search it, you might be able to get PC World's head office details. ring the head office and say to them, I've got a complaint that I want to chase up, and just say I've tried talking to level store managers, regional managers, I've not been able to get through. Can you either give me the regional manager's details, or can you give me the details to contact someone for something I want to escalate?
Or even better, write to their CEO.
Yeah.
You know, why not? Write to their CEO, and then it'll go from the CEO to the correct department to deal with. Because a CEO cannot ignore a letter of complaint from a customer, surely. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that the Chief Executive Officer of Sainsbury's or Asda or Tesco would escalate the question to the correct department. So the next track is one of Visuals. Yeah. We'll get into that, and then we'll get into a few more things about Facebook, especially something that happened at the beginning of the week, which is quite a shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I've got another quick story I need to say about it as well.
About Facebook?
Yeah. Something that people should know about, but
we'll go from there. Okay. What's the next track then, Vish?
And this is Tupac, and this is a diss towards Fugees and Mobb Deep, and it's called When We Ride on Our Enemies.
Okay. This is Tupac and When We Ride on Our Enemies. Okay, guys, that was Tupac again. And that was Vish?
When We Ride on Our Enemies.
Good. Now, okay, we covered quite a bit in this show today, but we're going to cover even more now. So, we're going to start with a big bit of news that we found out. Popular Facebook apps, there is a claim that it gathers personal information from your computer and leaks it. Now, Visual has found something in connection with this. Now, Vish, what have you found out?
Well, basically, someone actually told me about this because they wrote this on their status.
Right.
And what they said is that because of these applications that actually give your personal details out, like I think possibly your name, your email address and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about passwords and stuff like that. I'm not sure about that bit yet. But I definitely know that they're leaking personal information out.
Okay.
Now, what you can do, I can't do this at the moment, right? And I'll explain to you guys why. But basically, for all the Facebook users, you might want to write this down, right? What you have to do is click on Account and go Privacy Settings. On your Privacy Settings, go down to the bottom and then it says Applications. And when you see the applications, it says, do you wish to edit your settings on your applications? Click Edit Settings on your applications. And then it will say applications that use information accessible through friends, game and application activity, and there's something called Instant Personalization. Go to Edit Settings on that. When you go to Edit Settings on that, it even says, I actually read this, our goal is to give you a great social and personalized experience with every app or website that you used. These partner sites currently limited to Bing, Rotten Tomatoes, Docs, Pandora, Yelp, and Scribd can only access the information and content you've already made available to everyone. All our partners are required to respect your information and work closely with them to make sure they do. Instant personalization is different from social plugins, blah blah blah. And basically, if you got that box ticked, your information can be leaked.
The information you have on Facebook?
Yeah. So what you've got to make sure you do is untick the box. Because right now, the box is ticked, but it's greyed out. It says, note, instant personalization is not yet available for you. So for me, I can't change the settings because there are no settings to change because my information can't go out yet.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to copy and paste that for me.
Right. I'll explain to you later on about it. I'll tell you how to get into it to do it and fiddle with the
because I want to sort mine out. Because I'll tell you something that's just. See, this is what annoys me. You know, we don't want our personal. If you don't want your personal information shared or traced by any other company, Facebook's meant to be secure. No wonder they're getting a kick in the teeth all the time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Another big thing that happened at the beginning of the week that we read about was Facebook suffered its biggest crash in 4 years.
Ooh.
So this I think I read 150 million users could not log into Facebook.
Ooh,
Now,
that's bad.
You were saying that you didn't have a problem logging in when
Yeah.
the crash happened, so it must have been one of their service which affected certain
Maybe
users.
maybe certain bits of Europe, maybe Asia, maybe
Yeah.
South America, maybe
But-
Africa.
But I'll tell you something. Facebook is good. Don't get me wrong, it is good because it gets people. I mean, I've got friends from secondary school that I haven't spoken to in years and stuff like that.
Yeah, to meet new people, social networking stuff.
Exactly. So okay. The next bit of news is, well, there is no more news. I think that was it for the news segments that we had. For that, when we come back after this next track, we're going to go into Dell top spec systems.
Oh yes.
Why or why not?
I don't understand why not, but okay, go on.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll go into it.
We'll
go
also
into it.
go the best way to build a PC for intense action games. Now, this is going to be a bit controversial because me and Vish will vary on this very much.
Ooh.
Because we've got our. I think the last show we had an argument about this, didn't we? About what we would add to a system. So, and then this is going to be an awkward one as well. Rate your top motherboard for gaming. I've already got mine. Let's see if Vishal's got his. We'll be back after this one, and this one is.
And this one is 2-pack featuring TI and Ashanti, and it's Pax Life.
Okay, guys, this is this was recorded. Was it recorded after?
Well, after this is only recently came out,
Yeah,
about 2-3 years ago.
yeah. So this is basically a dedication track to the man himself by Ashanti and
TI
Ti
and LT Hutton. Sorry.
and LT Hutton, and we hope you enjoy it. Okay, guys, that was 2-pack featuring Ashanti,
TI and
TI
LT Hutton.
and T Hutton, and that was Pax Life. Now, I don't know where we got this question, to be honest. Dell Top Spec Systems, as we know, Dell are the owners, operators, and creators of Alienware.
Our favourite
Oh yes,
IT company by a mile.
I love Alienware. Have you seen their new laptop?
Yes.
I sort of.
He wants to make love to it, basically. If he could make love to it, he'd make love to it.
Thank you for that image. It's not a nice image. Okay, so
You know the fingerprint scanner.
behave yourself. Now, the question is, why or why not? So, basically,
Okay, we'll cover why not.
yeah, why not? Simply because customer service
Of Dell.
of Dell is a bit dubious at times.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as PC World.
Nothing's as bad as PC World.
Yeah.
Actually, Internet Explorer is as bad as PC World, but they're two different
Yeah,
things.
we won't go there. But, you know, at the end of the day, the top end of Dell systems is Alienware. Now, Vishal did a run through on their website earlier with their Predator, what we call the Predator desktop. And how much was, I think we mentioned it in previous shows,
Looking about £8,000 to £9,000.
that is full on 48 gig
DDR3 RAM.
DDR3 with top hard drives.
With a 3 terabyte hard disk and another 1.5 terabyte added in there as well. It's a second hard disk. 2 Blu-ray rewriters. We're talking top end graphics cards, top end sound card, brand new 23.5 inch Alienware monitor.
Yeah.
I'm talking the full, you name it, every bit of it has got everything on there. 3-year full warranty, including repairs and everything. Oh. Trust me on this one. It's mind blowing.
Now, if I had that amount of money to spend on that computer, I'd get the top spec. But the thing is, it's getting the top spec and getting there, isn't it? Really. I mean, I mean, that can't just be the why not. Why else wouldn't you buy a top spec? Well, I know why I wouldn't buy a low spec one after almost breaking my arm carrying your old...
And cutting yourself inside.
Yeah. And almost slicing my hand open.
And the fact that they're totally cramped and there's no space inside them. And when Dell create their computer, they only create it with their own parts and they make it specific. So if you wish to upgrade, you can only upgrade going to them. And then they charge ridiculous prices. Yeah.
So, you know, that's the lower end. But why not for top end spec? I mean, I can't see any more why nots, but maybe...
It depends what price you're looking at on top end spec.
Yeah.
Because if you're going more towards the 2K mark, Alienware, you might as well go Alienware.
Yeah.
You might as well not stick with Dell and just go with Alienware. Because with Alienware, you're getting the real deal.
Oh, yes.
You're getting the real deal.
As you can tell, we get excited every time we mention Alienware on the show. It's
don't understand.
It's crazy.
Don't understand. It's like we have our own illegitimate son. It's just, you know, we're just in love, basically.
With the Alienware stuff.
Not the sort of love that Grandad wants, but you know, I'm a bit different.
Vish will just try and, if he had the opportunity, if he was stuck in an Alienware factory overnight, you'd walk in the morning and the walls would be painted white. Basically, to put it more crudely, you know.
No, that's you, not me.
But okay, so it all depends, one, on price, and two, how much you're willing to spend on the top spec.
Yep.
And I also suppose it comes down to whether you're going to be doing gaming as well.
Yeah.
Now, again, if you're going to go gaming, either build one yourself, because it'll probably end up, you can get a lot for your money, but I would say Alienware has to be. We're not going to stop plugging Alienware, guys.
I'm sorry, but there is nothing even remotely close to Alienware in terms of quality.
Yeah. Well,
I think this reaction there just said it all.
I haven't come across anything myself, so you know what I mean. You know, it's one of those things. Now, okay, so in conclusion for that, it's either Alienware or nothing really, or build one yourself. Now,
realistically, you could build one yourself, but still on that basis,
it still goes by how much you're willing to spend.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to the level that Alienware went to, that I went to when I did all that stuff with Alienware.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, that's their prices though. That's the thing.
I mean, if you went to that level, Alienware charged like $8-9 grand. If you built it yourself, it'd probably be about 5-6.
Yeah.
If you went to their level, because I'm not being funny, because I looked as well. Crucial Ballistics, 48 gig DDR3 RAM.
Yeah, we were looking at that the other week.
16 gig RAMs. Price? 3 16 gig sticks to make 48 gig?
£1,500, wouldn't it?
No.
No?
Bit less than £3,200. So if you think £3,200 just for the RAM.
Yeah.
And then you're talking 2-3 terabyte hard disks, sound card, 2 top end graphics card, that's at least about another grand on that. 2 Blu-ray drives, another couple of hundred on that.
Yeah.
And then the casing, the fans,
yeah,
the motherboard.
Yeah. And we'll get to motherboards in a minute, because we've had another question for rate our top motherboard for gaming. Now, here's a difficult one. So basically, it's either Alienware or build one, really, realistically, and it all depends on your budget. Always, when you build a computer or you're looking to buy a new computer, please, please, please have a realistic budget, and always stick to what you're going to be using the computer for. Don't change your mind at the last minute, isn't it, Vish? You know, that is always important. Now, the next one that we had emailed in was best way to build a PC for intense action games. Now, I'm assuming it's talking Call of Duty.
Oh, by the way, can I just say one thing? I'm actually on Alienware's site now. I'm actually going to do it now again. I'm going to see if I can get right to the end this time. Right, but I'm looking at it now. Alienware, Area 51 ALX, which is their top end one, basic.
Yeah.
Prices from £2,999.
Ouch.
But up to an i7 980X 3.3 gigahertz 12 megabyte cache extreme edition quad core processor.
Oh.
Up to dual 2 gigabyte ATI Radeon HD graphics card. Up to 12 gig 600 megahertz DDR3 memory.
That's on the graphics card. That.
No, the 12 gig is the memory.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 12 gig on the graphics card. Oh my god.
And then an exclusive active venting thermal management system. He's already. Oh.
Stop it.
I'm doing it now,
Okay. While Visual's doing that, we'll get into our next bit. Best way to build a PC for intense action games, Visual. So, what would you do?
RAM has got to be ridiculously high. It's got to be DDR3.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. You're building DDR2, don't waste your money. Get a DDR3. So you need to get a motherboard that can house DDR3 RAM. Your graphics card.
Or house two. Or house both.
Your graphics card, realistically,
2 gig and above?
2 gig and above.
Well, 1 gig, or no, 2 gig and above, because if it's even 1, you might need a physics card.
I would go further, and I would get 2 gigs.
SLI connection.
I get 2 gigs.
That's just being greedy. Well, yeah, actually, yeah.
I would get 2 gigs because I know for a fact I would never have to upgrade that to play a game for maybe the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, okay.
4 gig.
So, what motherboard would you go with? We'll link the two games. We'll link the 2 questions in. Okay. So, what motherboard would you go with?
See, that's the dodgy one. I can't.
See, because I know the motherboard that I would definitely go with, and
I think that's the one I would go with as well. What was it called again? The Strike.
No, it's not that one. I'd
probably go for that one.
The Striker.
Yeah.
The Asus Striker. I think it was the Asus Striker 2.
Yeah.
Why didn't you try the Asus Rampage 3?
Oh,
Total gaming board.
I should have got that one.
But that board is absolutely immense. It's crazy personified.
By the way, £2,999 for the basic.
Yeah.
£3,379 with the 3 years next day in-home service. 3 years.
Gosh.
So it is what, £380.
Okay.
For 3 years.
Not 5.
3 years. It's still 3 years.
Yeah, that's the plus it's in home.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take it anywhere.
Yeah. They're all in-home services anyway. You get 1 year next day in-home service for the same price already. You get 1 year. 2 years is, I think, about 150 quid less, and then it's 3 years.
Okay. That ain't too bad then for the price, because it's about just over £100 a year.
Yep. Let's upgrade everything now, shall we?
Oh, here we go.
Normal price. i7 3.2 gigahertz, 4.8 GTS, 8 megabits a second.
Okay.
Let's upgrade it. For £540. Let's make it an i7 980X 3.3 gigahertz 12 megabytes 6.4 gigabytes a sec.
Put it to the top, to the highest processor.
I am. I'll put it to the highest one.
Highest processor, highest memory, highest hard drive.
Operating system top.
Yeah. All of it.
Everything is just going to be mad. Genuine Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit.
Okay. Hold on, it's going to be a 64-bit computer. Ouch. Oh gosh, that's going to be fun. Whew. This is going to be a nightmare because I know the price already. I know what I can just imagine the price. It's going to be over 10 grand. I can see it.
No, it won't be over 10 grand.
No. It will be.
So do you want software and stuff added in as well? So they're giving Office Professional 2010.
Yeah. Do it. Do everything top spec that they've got on there.
This is good.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. 4-year next day hardware support.
Yeah, do it. Do it. We have to do it. We have to tell the listeners out there how much it would cost for a top end, fully upgraded Alienware Predator case. Because otherwise we're just being dishonest with our listeners.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fair.
Adobe Photoshop Elements 8. Let's add that in as well. I put McAfee Internet Security in there as well.
No.
Oh, here we go. Here's the big one. Graphics cards.
Does it have the GTX 4s? 2 gig?
Dual 2 gig ATI Radeon HD 5970 graphics card. Dual 2 gig.
Oh, go on. Is that the top end spec?
Yeah. Because I've got a dual 1.5 gig NVIDIA GeForce GTX. 1.5 gig.
Yeah, so you want the 2 gigs, don't
So
you?
I'm taking the 2 gig ATI Radeon one.
Okay.
Should I tell you, I haven't even got halfway yet. Do you want to know the price?
No. We'll leave the price till the end.
Okay.
We'll leave the price till the end.
Oh, they've only offered 12 gig DDR3.
Just do the 12 gig.
Yeah.
Because if that's the top end, then that's the top end. Now, the initial price for this, listeners, was £2,500.
No, £2,999.
Okay, close to £3,000, and that would be about $6,000, wouldn't it? Because is it double in dollars?
Yeah. Okay, now there's something funny here.
Go on.
Right. The basic is a 1.5 terabyte dual hard drive.
Yeah.
Then for the 2 terabyte, you add 30 quid on.
Yeah.
For 290 quid, you get a 600 gigabyte dual hard drive. 2 300s for 290 quid.
Go for the terabytes.
And there's a 1 terabyte RAID 0 stripe, 2 500 gigabyte Momentous XT solid state hybrid hard disks.
Is that the top end ones?
Well, apparently, according to price, it's not. The top end one price, to add 830 quid on the price, is a 512 gig solid state drive RAID 0 stripe dual hard disk, 250 gigs.
I'll
Does that
go
make sense?
with the terabytes.
That terabyte RAID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're not going to want less space on your hard disk, are you?
No.
Unless we've read it wrong and it's actually 4 hard drives that they're offering you for 320 quid. You know what I mean?
Oh, select the additional hard drive. Now the additional hard drive, terabyte.
Okay.
Terabyte.
How far down the list?
Oh.
What? Go on.
Oh.
You can't just go ooh. What?
2 terabyte. 2 times 2 terabyte serial ATA RAID 1 mirror 7200 RPM dual hard drives.
Put it on.
Oh, that is mad. I'm sorry. I am sorry. That is just mad.
Okay, we're going to try and get through this section as quick as possible.
That is just mad. I'm sorry. Okay, select optical drive. Blu-ray rewriter drive.
Yeah.
Blu-ray, DVD, CD, read and write. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, for having to keep you waiting on this one, but this is well worth the wait.
Yeah.
This is well worth the wait.
Even though, including myself and Richel in this, none of us will be able to afford this once we're done.
Oh yeah. Alienware Optics 23-inch 120Hz 3D capable full HD widescreen monitor.
Is that the only monitor?
That's their top.
Okay,
monitor.
put that on. And
One quick thing that's come up with, this monitor is not compatible with the current graphics card. Please put the NVIDIA GeForce GTX in. Okay, we'll just pretend it is compatible for the time being.
even though it isn't.
Get Alienware's keyboard.
Standard.
Yeah, already included in the price. Their mouse.
Can you imagine if they charged?
For a goddamn keyboard.
Oh god. That's funny. Okay.
One sec. Gotta add this all in. So let's put.
How much more of the list is there left to go?
I think there's still a couple more left.
It's just a shame that they don't do 5 year.
Well, they did 4 year, so I was like, alright, fair enough.
Yeah, I suppose that's better than nothing, isn't it?
Alienware's Tact X mouse.
Is that the alien where that looks like the alien head mouse?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Tact X mouse is actually more expensive than the gaming mouse, which has got onboard memory and hyper fast scrolling.
The mouse has got onboard memory.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Seriously?
Oh my god.
Network card. Killer Exeno Pro network card.
Is that the top one?
And there's a Killer 2100 network card, which is the top one.
Just put everything top, man. Just get the list done.
Oh. Killer 2100 gets critical game traffic in and out of your computer up to 10 times faster than a standard network card. So you can focus on more loot, frags and wins.
Oh my gosh. Let's just... How far have we got?
I think there's still a few more things left. Sound card, integrated HDA 7.1 Dolby Digital Audio.
7.1.
Sound Blaster XFI Titanium PCIe card.
Oh! Now, I know that card by itself from Creative Labs
Yep.
is near enough 300-400 quid.
They're charging you 70 quid to add it on.
Is it?
70 quid to add it on.
I'm sure it's 300-400 quid.
They're charging 70 quid to add it on.
Oh, I might have got the price wrong. I've read the wrong thing then. I'll have to double check that, because if it's 70 quid I'm going to buy it. And I'll slam it in. I'll make sure I get a motherboard with 3 PCIe slots. Just so I can put it in.
Dual wireless PCI network. Let's just put it in. It's 30 quid added on. You are not going to believe the price right now. I haven't finished yet.
How much have we got left to do?
Let's find out. Let's wait till we get to the next bit. Media reader.
Media, what? Top one. Top one.
19 in one media card reader. 20 quid.
Yeah, put it in.
Might as well.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the price is right now, do you? Okay, if you took a guess, what would you say the price is right now? I'm not going to say yes or no.
About 10 grand. I'm just going to say close to 10 grand.
Okay. If you went to the nearest 1,000, what would you say? Or the nearest 500? Let's say the nearest 500.
I would say close to 7 grand.
Okay.
I know that's a big difference, but...
Right. I'm not going to bother with this one because you don't get charged for anything as well. You actually get to choose the Alien FX colour. Plasma Purple, Terra Green, Astro Mars Red or Nova Yellow.
Quasar Blue, because that's a nice light blue colour. Actually, I want to have a look.
Okay, I'll hide the price. Actually, no, they don't show you what it looks like anyway.
Oh, okay, don't they? Okay.
They don't show you what it looks like anyway.
Okay. Now, we have been working on this list for 5 minutes, well, longer than 5 minutes now. Visually is trying to be quick, but...
Select premium sound. Yeah. So for the headsets, I want that one. For the speakers, I want that one. For the sound bars, I want that one.
Oh gosh.
To be honest, I don't really need a sound system anyway because I got my own sound system.
Yeah, but come on. Can you imagine what this would be like in a room this small?
No. Could you imagine if you had my sound system in your room right now?
I'd be dead.
Your eardrums would be bleeding.
They were when you turned your subwoofer on. When I went to fix your computer.
I know.
I went deaf for 2 minutes.
Just for the listeners here, let me put it to you this way: a normal size room here, not a large room, not a master bedroom, but not.
Well, yours is bigger than mine.
Yeah, basically, if you've got 3 bedrooms in a house, you've got the master bedroom, which is the
big.
large one. Then you get a medium-sized bedroom, and then you get the box room. I got the medium-sized bedroom. Imagine in a medium-sized bedroom, there is a 75 RMS watt sound system with another 50 to 100 RMS watt subwoofer added in there as well. And that subwoofer, my cousin being a mental maniac / genius, what did he do? He ripped the protective cover off the front of the subwoofer. You've got pure, raw, unprotected bass coming out that sub. And that sub is blasting every minute when I'm at home and my music's on.
Yeah, and it does make your ears bleed.
Both subwoofers and the sound system, the speaker system, all in one added.
Yeah, and it does make your ears bleed. It does! I went deaf for 2 minutes. Right, how far are we down?
Almost there, 1 sec. Almost there. Almost there, Grandad.
God, I'm dreading the price.
You are going to be like, what is going on?
Right,
I haven't
we're there.
finished yet. I've got 2 left at the end now. That's it. I'm on this one and I've got 2 more left.
Okay, quick, because we've spent more time than we should have on this. Now, we've got to remember this is a top spec Dell Alienware system, and this is if you want all singing, all dancing, can do your cooking, ironing, washing, cleaning, basically.
Can do everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, 1 sec. Almost done. I've saved 20 quid. So far. Well, just an instant, I've been 20 quid ain't gonna matter.
Save 20 quid off the price.
20 quid ain't gonna matter.
That's funny.
It literally says, it goes, price, XXXX, total savings, £20. Oh, 20 quid's really
And
gonna save me a lot.
And of course, this is excluding delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what are we on?
Okay, there
How
we
far are we done?
Yes, we're okay. Let's review and add to basket. Let's
Okay.
find out.
Oh god. Oh gosh. This is going to be fun.
You do get credit agreement benefits. You get to spread your payments over time. You damn well need to spread your benefits over time and spread your payments over time.
Okay, that means the price is astronomical.
Right. Okay. So let me tell you what's actually on there right now. Right.
Okay.
So the chassis color is black anodized premium desktop chassis. Processor: an i7 980X, 3.3 gig, 12 megabit, 6.4 gigabytes a second.
Okay.
Windows 7 64-bit.
Yep.
Office 2010.
Yeah.
Full Office 2010. Services and support: 4-year next day hardware support.
Yep.
Virus software: Adobe Photoshop Element 8. A dual 2 gig ATI Radeon graphics card.
Yep.
12 gig DDR3 RAM. 3
Yeah.
4 gig strips. A 1 terabyte RAID 0 strip hybrid Momentous XT solid state hard disk.
Yeah.
Your additional hard drive is a 2 terabyte serial ATI RAID 1 mirror dual hard disk.
Yeah.
2 Blu-ray rewrite drives
Yeah.
that go at 24 speed. Monitor is an Alienware OptX 120Hz 3D capable HD widescreen monitor.
Yeah.
Create a keyboard, the Tact-X mouse and the Tact-X keyboard.
Yeah.
The gaming, I put a gaming keyboard in, and I put a webcam in, and I put a cordless rumble pad as well. Alienware's optical mouse, killer 2100 network card, Sound Blaster XFI titanium PCIe card,
Right.
wireless PCIe network card 802, 19-in-1 media card reader.
Right.
Okay, there's some accessories and stuff. I obviously don't have to go through them.
Yeah.
Also included with the system, there's no accidental damage. Alienware's Area 51 resource CD, the power cord, automatic updates, 1 year next business day hardware support included with your PC, 1 free Dell expert call to help your PC queries within 60 days of your purchase.
Okay.
Do you want to know the price of that?
Go on. Shock our listeners.
£9,093.86.
I was close. I was close.
£93.86. That's including VAT and shipping.
I was close, didn't I say 10 grand? That is crazy.
£9,093.86.
I know. You could keep saying it.
Just imagine if they would have put the 48 gig DDR3 in this. Would have been over 10 Gs. Would have been over 10 Gs.
Yeah, but
without a doubt.
Can you imagine ringing up your insurance company and saying, "Yeah, I want to insure one item." Yes, sir. How much is it?
£9,093.
Do you know, you get 2 insurance assessors, and when you show them it's a desktop computer, they go, "What the hell?"
I'll be like, "Do you know how much this is worth?" "No." "Do you want to take a guess?" "What, £2,000? Why don't you times that by 5?
Yeah. Okay. We're going to play our next song, which is Visual. This is your...
And this is Tupac featuring Elton John, and it's Ghetto Gospel. And this track was produced by Eminem.
Okay. Here we go, guys. Okay, guys, that was Ghetto Gospel, and that was Tupac, or was it Elton John featuring Tupac?
No, Tupac featuring Elton John.
There we go. Okay, since the last show, we've been, we watched a few movies, and we've decided to do a movie chart here at PCTechRadio for the free-for-all shows. I mean, you can agree with us, and you can vote, and they'll go up or down in the chart, or they'll be removed completely. Or if you have a suggestion, you can send them into moviereview@PCTechRadio.com, and we will put your suggestions to chance, and we'll basically put them in the chart if we can get round to it. Okay, so Vish, let's start with the ones that you went to watch.
I went to watch Social Network and Paranormal Activity 2.
Okay, and I went to watch Red, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Dame Helen Mirren, and Bruce Willis and Brian Cox. So, Social Networking first and foremost. Good watch, or...
It's a decent film, yeah.
So
it's a decent film. It's alright.
Any gripes about it? Come on, you got to be honest.
Let me put it to you this way: if you are interested in finding out the history of things, and you are actually like one of those people that does like to know background information and stuff, it's a good film. It kind of ends up being more of a documentary than a film.
Oh, so it's a docu-film sort of thing.
It's one of those. It's not an actual film that's going to excite you, and it's going to like keep you topsy-turvy. You're just going to end up watching the film and finding out about how Facebook actually came about.
Yeah. So that's basically all it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is basically the story. How Facebook came about and what actually happened in the first place.
So where would you rate it in our chart from 1 to 5?
So 1 being highest, 5 being lowest, or...
Well, in the chart, 1 is the top film for the week.
Yeah.
5 is the lowest.
I'll probably put it at 5.
Okay, so Social Networking goes into the chart at 5. Okay, Paranormal Activity 2. Now, you might have to explain to some of our listeners about what Paranormal Activity is. And
right, Paranormal Activity is a film. Okay, if you get scared of films and films make you jump, Paranormal Activity is not your film to watch. Okay. You will be literally doing a number 1 and a number 2 at your pants.
Is it really that bad? Well,
if you're scared...
Why am I saying that? Because I haven't even watched 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So,
if you're scared, and you get scared of those sort of films, definitely don't go and watch. They're not your film to go and watch. They're very scary if you get scared. Basically, Paranormal Activity is a film where stuff happens that shouldn't be happening, and is logically and scientifically you can't explain it. That's what's called paranormal. Paranormal is something that isn't normal and isn't logically your brain won't think of it possibly happening. Like, let me give you an example. Paranormal Activity right now would be me and David right now are sat in the room, and all of a sudden
the printer goes flying around the room.
Yeah, the printer goes flying around the room, and then it sits back down about 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the light bulb goes green for like 30 seconds, and then it decides to like work again after that. So paranormal stuff happening. And basically the first film was quite good. Quite a lot of people got scared. The funny thing that I remember, okay, I won't say what happens right at the end, but basically whatever happened right at the end of the film, right, basically all I remember was you hear the thuds going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Thud, thud, thud. You hear everything going up the stairs, and then it goes, and then it kind of like, it went quiet for about a good 3-4 seconds. Now, while the thuds were going up the stairs, all I remember was someone in the cinema, like, sat behind me in my top right corner, sat there, and all I hear is someone go, "Ugh," like that, yeah. And then everyone had a little bit of laughter, and then it went quiet for 2 seconds, and then the bit happened, and everyone was like, "Oh my god," and they were getting scared and stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually in hysterics. I was laughing when that happened. I was laughing, and I was like, that was sick. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, that was actually quite good. Yet half of these people are like, oh my god, it was so scary, so scary. I went with my mate. The most hilarious bit was I went with him. Went with him and his older brother. And what happened was we were coming on our way back, and he was dropping him off, and then he was going to drop me off to mine. His older brother was going to drop both of us off. And I was in hysterics because we sat in the car, and then he sat in the front with his brother, and it's so hilarious because I sat at the back, and then I turned around and said to him, I said, "Do you want to swap seats? You're all at the back alone." Then. And then he's like, "No," he goes, "I'm alright." And then he sat there, "No, listen to this. It gets funnier. It gets worse and it gets funnier." Coming on the way back, we're like, "Dude, do you realise you're going home? It's 9:15 now. Your dad ain't coming home till 9:45. You're at home by yourself for half an hour with nobody else in the house."
Oh, yeah, that's just wrong.
No, listen to this. You're at home by yourself, nobody else in the house. I go home, my brother's missus are there. And then his older brother goes, when I go home, my wife's there. And he goes, my wife's parents, my mother-in-law, father-in-law are there as well. So he goes, I've got 4 people in the house. I was like, I've got 3 people in the house. I go, I'm safe. Nothing's going to go. We're all alone for the next half an hour here.
Oh,
dude,
no.
He got home. He goes, I literally went into the living room because I turned the fire on, I turned the TV on. He goes, I sat in the living room. I didn't move an inch off the sofa. He goes, I sat there watching TV until my dad got home. When my dad got home, then I went into the kitchen and started eating and stuff.
That's just cruel. Oh, God.
I was in hysterics when he was telling me that. Yeah. But it's like, people did find it quite scary. Now, I won't say what the story is in the first one. For people who've watched the first one, they know what the story is.
Yeah.
The second one, what they've done is they've integrated the second film's story with the first film's story.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that was actually quite good, the way they integrated the films together.
So, in the rating terms of our chart...
Imagine, let me put it to you this way. Back to the Future 2 showing scenes of Back to the Future 1 and how they came together.
Yeah.
Where you see the ending bit with the lightning bolt and everything like that, and them going, doing all that. Basically, just imagine when you're watching number 2, you see scenes of number 1, and then number 1 and number 2 come together.
Yeah. So you know, that's why that's happened, and yeah.
So you kind of like think of it like that, and it's a bit surprising at what happens. Some of the scenes are very, very good.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes actually do make you jump. I want my girlmate, she sat right next to me. She almost jumped onto me, literally onto me. When some of the scenes, she was quite scared.
How would you rate Paranormal Activity 2 as a movie?
I'd probably put that somewhere between number 2 and number 3.
Okay, we'll put that in third. Now, Red, which stars Brian Cox, Dame Helen Mirren, Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis, is worthwhile for the comedy value alone. It's amazing.
Yeah, and on the action you get as well.
And the action you get in it. Especially when you see Helen Mirren toting an Uzi 9mm. You know what I mean? Everybody in the UK knows Helen Mirren for Prime Suspect.
Yes, we do.
A couple of movies. She hasn't always been a TV star. She has been a movie actress most of her life, I believe. So, I'm going to rate this as our number 1. Yeah. I would say, because it's good for the comedy value, plus it's good for the action in it. Also, it's just a good fun film. Also, up for grabs is Cop Out.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Now I saw this film. It's another Bruce Willis offering. Have you seen this one yet, Vish? Or
Which one? Cop Out.
Cop Out?
No, I haven't seen that. My mate gave me the DVD
Yeah.
for it.
I
still haven't watched it yet.
I'll tell you what. Watch it seriously because it is hilarious. I'm going to put that one in at number 4. So there is a space for number 2. So our movie chart for PC Tech Radio is in number 1 is Red.
Yeah.
I would say number 2 we can put Paranormal Activity, and then Cop Out at number 3.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of the list at number 5, all the way down the bottom, is Social Networking. Just for the fact that it's just the history of Facebook, and they've sort of turned it into a docu-movie, as we like to call it. You may have noticed at the start of the show the new opening titles. We'll be changing them in and out on various shows from now on, and we've got new closing titles. We won't be closing with a track today, but we will be closing with a track and then our new closing titles. But it's now just gone past the 2nd hour, so it's time for us to log off, and we will see you again on show 24, which will be... Should we make that PC World Part 2, Vish, or should we...
PC World.
PC World, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. And then our next show after that, we can do one taking the total mick out Sky.
I reckon what we'll do is we'll do a load of research for both of those shows coming up.
Also, anyone who's actually with Sky and got problems, email us. And
Yeah,
tell us what
email us. Email visual at pctechradio.com. Email myself at david@pctechradio.com, or email us in general at admin@pctechradio.com. Anything you'd like to say before we log off, mate?
No. Let's just make sure that
We can get
every bit of information now.
Yeah.
And all our listeners, please email us.
Yeah. Don't stop sending your emails. We will respond to them. Everybody who sent us emails on PC World, we will answer them in the next show. We will be live on MSN in the next show, so we need to pick a date so that people know.
What we'll do is we'll post the date on
Twitter and for our Facebook group.
Yeah.
We couldn't get the MSN working today due to technical issues again. We do apologise.
You got the wireless card. Oh, you've taken my TP link one, haven't you?
Yeah. So I'll put the TP link one in to the studio computer, and then we'll go from there. Okay then, guys. We'll leave you to